It was one of the most closely watched races in Charleston politics. But even with 5 people in the race, Linda Page managed to avoid a runoff to become the second woman in Mount Pleasant's history to become mayor. I had a chance to talk with her for the special edition of Quintin's Close-Ups. Well, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You know, back in September, I actually prophesied that you would become mayor.
Yes, I know. You were reading the cards. I remember that.
I'm going by biblical prophecy.
There you go. Okay, that's better.
So tell me, I mean, you've been on the job really for 2 weeks now, but besides the job, what is it like to be Mayor Linda Page?
Wow, you know, I don't think it's hit me, Quentin. I still feel like Linda Page, and everybody's like, thank you. I think it's, I keep waiting for that overwhelming feeling, and I haven't had it yet.
Okay.
I feel the same, and I'm excited and ready to go to work, and you know, and I'm involved in new things already, so it's good.
And let's go back to election day, because it's still a talk of the town. 57% of the vote you captured with 5 people in the race. Tell me, how do you manage to do that?
I don't know. I guess it was good for Linda Page Day.
Yes.
I mean, you know, I think we made friends on the campaign trail. I think we had a message that the citizens liked, and they came out and supported me.
Yes. You know, I want to read to you something that you told me back in September.
Okay, you read away.
Yeah. When I asked you about your next chapter, you said this. Actually, let's see. You said this. I am very much someone who tries to be mindful. I am not good at it. I try to practice it. I try to be in the moment and enjoy what I am doing. I'm trying to enjoy this race, win or lose. I'm trying to be mindful of the actions and how I'm going to affect people and how I'm going to put in this position of responsibility. And I take it very seriously. So I would hope that when elected to the mayor's office, I can be mindful of that position and do my work here. Let's go back to November 12, 2013. You were with your right hand on the Holy Bible. Tell me, what was going through your mind when you were sworn in as the second female, really, in Mount Pleasant's history to be mayor, right after Sherwood Flowers?
Well, when I said I didn't have the overwhelming feeling of, you know, a change in my life, I felt an overwhelming sense of responsibility that day. And I think anytime you swear on the Bible, it is with your whole heart, and it was with my whole heart, and it was a very emotional, overwhelming day. And I had a lot of pride that my family was there with me. I had a little sadness because my son wasn't with me. You know, he's been ill, so that was a little sad. But I think I felt, like I said, a great sense of responsibility, and I'm ready for the responsibility.
Yeah. And you mentioned your family, so tell me, have they been able to take it in that you are mayor now of Mount Pleasant?
I have 2 big brothers, and I get a lot of ribbing from my 2 big brothers. And I think these last 2 weeks, I think they feel like they're more mayor than I am. So I have had, you know, I get picked on a lot because, like I said, I'm the baby sister.
Yeah.
And I think they get a big kick out of it. They're really enjoying it. I went out of town for a couple of days, and I went on a business trip, and I called my brother, and he says, "I've just had the best time being the mayor while you were out of town."
He's mayor pro tem.
You know, and you know, he's taking care of the business. And I have a daughter who loves the fire department, the police department. She's just always been very involved. And she just thinks it's the most awesome thing ever that her mom is the mayor.
Yeah.
So you know, it's been different. My family, even my aunt, I had to laugh because she's a Mount Pleasant resident, and she had family move down into Roundo, actually, and was thinking maybe that she might relocate there. And she says, "I can't now, my niece is there."
You should relocate to Mount Pleasant.
No, I have to live, you know, so it's been great. My family's been kind of funny, actually.
Yes, indeed. And let's go back to election day. You know, obviously a lot of people, when they're running for office, they're all campaigning for to the very last minute, really. So tell me, was that the case for you?
Well, I went and shook a few hands on election day, went to a few precincts, and I think that's what candidates do, and I think we do that. I personally don't think that you're influencing anyone as they're walking into a polling place. I don't think standing out there and smiling and saying, "Hi, I'm Linda Page," really makes a difference in how you're going to vote. But I think we do it probably because, what else are you going to do on election day? You're probably too nervous to do your regular job, and, and you're probably not mindful of what you should be doing.
Yes.
So I think you go out. I tried to spend a lot of time with my friends, my supporters. I have lots of very dear friends that have been with me through the years, actually, not just the campaign. And I wanted to make sure that I spent some quality time that day with them. So I didn't really politic till the last minute, no.
And speaking of which, I mean, when I was around Mount Pleasant a lot, I saw your signs, but they weren't ubiquitous. Tell me, what approach were you trying to take?
You mean as far as my placement of my signs, or the...
But the overall, election, I mean, was it low-key, or was it, more grassroots?
I think I ran more grassroots. I think that's the best campaign. I think that the campaigns that win election today are campaigns that experience a groundswell, and I did experience that. When you have a very large variety of supporters, and they're pushing you up, and they're supporting you, and they're getting their groups excited. So it starts here and it just spreads. So that's the kind of campaign I ran.
And I know right after you got elected, you actually spent maybe a couple of days with former Mayor Billy Swills. I'm wondering, what message did he give you going forward?
He said I'd probably be mad with him, as a matter of fact, because when I realized how busy I was going to be after being elected mayor, that I might not be so happy that he supported me as much as he did. That was his real advice. But Billy told me, and I think that Billy Swells and I are very similar people in a lot of ways, because what you see is what you get.
Yes.
I mean, this is it. And I think we're similar that way, and I think he reminded me to be myself, and to stay true to myself, and I think he did for the 4 years that he was here. So.
And we talked about this in September, but you told me, when you did want to come mayor, that you want to deal with road issues. You wanted to get the community more engaged with town hall and issues here, like roads and whatnot. Now that you're a mayor, what other issues do you want to tackle?
Well, I still want to get citizens engaged, and we already have a group that's come up against a project that we've got going on off Coleman Boulevard, So and I don't. I mean, sometimes engaged people aren't happy. Sometimes it's like kicking an anthill, and the anthill's there, and you kick it and they get all angry. But sometimes you can use anger, and sometimes you can use constructive conflict to get further ahead than you would have to start with. So I like that we already are doing that, because we have a lot of citizens who are looking to say, how did we miss this? Why weren't we involved already? This plan was made, and maybe we were remiss that we didn't pay attention. And I think they're paying attention now. Another thing I've done with my office, because I need to decorate my office.
I like it the way it is.
It needs a little help. So I was going to we have a cultural arts commission, and I was going to have them reach out to local artists. So the place behind my desk, I picture as a gallery. So I think local artists could have an opportunity to display their art there. And then the area above here, I thought it would be awesome to paint this a very striking color, which I'm going to paint the whole office because I'm not really happy. But paint this area a very striking color, and then have an opportunity for the sweetgrass basket makers to also have like a gallery. And they could rotate their wares and get them in here. The third thought I had, because I want people coming to the mayor's office. I mean, obviously some people are having cookies today, but I want people to come here not when they're angry about something, but when they want to discuss something, or when they have a great plan or something that's good for our community. I want them to come and have an opportunity to talk to the mayor. And then, so I thought, the next thing is school kids. And we get school kids here. I talked to the principal at Mamie P. Whiteside's. And she's excited because she has a student council. So I told her, I said, well, once we get through the holidays, bring your student council. And we'll, have a tour of the mayor's office, and I'll introduce them to some people. So, I just want the mayor's office to be open and accessible. So.
I was on Facebook last night.
Were you?
Yeah, as always, I'm like 20%.
I love Facebook.
I gotta get you in there.
I'm always on Facebook. Okay, well, friend me.
Yeah, and I was watching a video that you posted from election, I believe, and you said this on election night after winning the election. As any good candidate knows, we don't walk alone. Candidates walk with people who choose to support them because they share their vision and they share their message and their goal to become a servant of the community. You are a servant of the town of Mount Pleasant now as mayor.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your message, your vision, your goal for this particular town?
Well, I think that was a very well-spoken quote. Thank you for
Yeah, that was
quoting
good.
that.
Yeah, I love that.
It was off the cuff, too.
Yeah.
What is my vision? You know, my vision of this town is everyone that loves this town's vision of this town. I want it to remain a place that families can enjoy living in, children can get educated in,
Yes.
people can worship in,
Yes.
people can work in, and people can have great opportunity here. And I wanted to be able to remain that place. My family has had great privilege here. We had privilege to live here, we had privilege to educate here,
Yes.
we had privilege to work here, and we've been successful here. And those opportunities need to be protected for generations.
Of course.
So that's what I hope.
Yeah. It was so good talking to you, Mayor Linda Page.
Thanks, Quentin. It's
Thank you.
always fun to talk to you.
You too. You too. Yeah, I loved it.